Yo everyone, welcome to Amps, Pedals and Pickups. It's your boy Nathan, and today we're going to be checking out this drum virtual instrument. We're talking about CounterKit here. Now this is a drum library by Brownlee of the band Counterparts. And I'm sure you're no stranger to drum virtual instruments, and there's a lot to go through here. There's a whole bunch of different mixing stuff under the hood. There's some samples blended in, a whole bunch of different mix templates that you can choose from, a whole bunch of different grooves, a whole album's worth of drum grooves, which is one of my favorite things, which we'll be taking a look at. A whole bunch of advanced reverb options that you can do with different bleed and all that stuff. So there's a lot to go through here, like I said, but before we go through everything, let's check out a quick mix I did of a Counterparts song. How's that sounding? Man, some of those riffs are super challenging. I actually picked up the Sheet Happens books as well for Counterparts. I've got the drum side of things covered here. I've got the guitar side of things. Great fun, great workout. Also, this is not a sponsored review. We can actually consider this a review and not a demo because I picked this up about a year ago. I just bought it. And pretty much every demo that I've been doing on YouTube in the past year or so since I picked this up has been the CounterKit. So if you like the sound of my drums in general, chances are it's been CounterKit for quite a while now. So let's just take a quick look at all the different hits. This thing just has a great way of cutting through. So that's just a quick look at the kit. He's got a bunch of different mix templates or presets, whatever you want to call them, up here. We'll take a look at those a little bit later. So different tunings, very different sound in the end. All right, so here's the mixer. I'm sure you've seen mixers in different drum software before. Obviously, you have your basic levels, which is all set and ready to go. And this is the Carl Mix one. This is just the basic template that you get out of the box. Now you can send different stuff to the different reverbs. So there's a basic room reverb as well as a drum reverb. You can increase or decrease those levels if you want to change that mix balance. You can multi-out. We'll take a look at that a little bit later. Let's check out the tuning. I've honestly never touched the tuning, and that's some extreme tuning changes. I think you'd be doing things in like tiny increments if you wanted to change that. Now, like I said, 95% of the time I do stereo mix, but I also do two moves. And the number one thing I do is I just bring this overheads down a little bit. All right, let's check out the control page, what's on there. So what I'm going to do is I'll actually just solo the kick. Yeah, that's done there. Let's take a listen to the kick sample and how much blend you can have in it. This is one of the moves I typically find, like it sounds really good, but when you've got a mix, sometimes it's pumping just a little bit too hard. A quick, easy move is just to come here, just bring that sample down a little bit, seems to do the trick for me. Same kind of thing with the snare, I've just soloed the snare as well. Just blend stuff into taste. Now also under controls, you've got control for room reverb and drum reverb. I've honestly never touched these before. The default settings are great. If I wanted to, I would multi things out and you get a reverb on a separate channel. You can do things there. You can add your own reverb if you want to go that route. But honestly, the stuff they have baked in there just works really well. All right, so most of this stuff you've probably seen in other libraries, but where I think this one shines is the mix bus effects. They have so much stuff going under the hood. So they've got mix bus compression, tape saturation, parallel compression, EQ boost, transient designer, tape saturator, imaging, change the perspective of the drums, heaps of different stuff here. Now, what I really like about it is that you don't need to touch anything. 95% of the time, I use the basic Carl Mix 1. I just I dip the overhead a little bit, I dip the kick sample, things are good to go. But if I ever wanted to go really deep into this library, you have all this stuff here. Now, of course, I have plugins to do this stuff as well, but very handy to have it all baked into here. And the different presets also utilize these different features as well. I'm not going to demo this stuff because it would just blow out the video. It would take forever. If you have any questions about how to use any of this stuff, let me know in the comments below. Let me know in Discord. Don't forget to like, subscribe, Join the Discord if you want to ask these kinds of questions, but heaps and heaps of features built into this library. Now, if that wasn't enough, the bleed mix you have here, once again, I rarely touch this stuff. I'm also a bit of a drum noob, obviously a guitarist first, so I'm going to trust his judgment. And I think that's what you're sort of paying for with a lot of this stuff, is that there's heaps of controls, but then you can sort of take over and go that next level if that's the kind of thing you're into. But if you don't want to touch it, you don't even need to look at this tab. Now, grooves, this interests me. This is like half the reason why I picked up this library, or I guess I took a punt on it. If I knew how good it was, I would have picked it up as soon as it came out. But one of the things that really tipped me over the line was getting so many grooves. Grooves, a whole album's worth of grooves here. Do you know how good this is? I chop up these grooves and use them for my own stuff all the time. That's why I love CounterKit. It sounds great, has so many grooves going on as well. If you're not listening to Counterparts, get on it. They have such the best riffs, the best drumming going on, such good stuff. But aside from that, he also has just drum specific grooves. So just verses for a few different genres, choruses for a few different genres, pre-chorus. So obviously being MIDI, these are going to scale to whatever BPM you got going on. I believe here the BPM is around 200 because that's what the song that I dragged out is. But let's listen to some grooves anyway. These are just some fills. And we'll check out some choruses. Let's check out some metalcore choruses. Some hardcore ones. So tough, so tough. That's sick. Let's get some death metal. How sick is that? What's a death metal chorus? Chugs. Anyway, I could do a whole video just going through the grooves, but the grooves are sick. Honestly, half the reason why I'd buy this is just for the grooves. It's awesome. Then you've got your full MIDI remap side of things, so you can map all your MIDIs. And they've got a few different presets there, whatever you're using. Hopefully it matches this sort of stuff. So yeah, super feature-rich drum library here in CounterKit. Now I wanted to show things off in a bit of a punk context as well as a melodic hardcore sort of context. So these drums here are just ripped straight out of Guitar Pro. That's like one of my many use cases that I do here. So they're not the best drums because they're a little bit static. I've added a little bit of humanization, but not really much going on there. I'm using punk bass here for the bass, and then I've recorded some real guitars. So there's not much processing going on here. I pretty much just recorded this stuff using Neural DSP Nameless, I believe, for the guitars. And then I've run everything just into an Ozone preset for like basic out-of-the-box mixing, mastering, that kind of thing. So there's no extra science going on with these drums, and this is how this is sounding. That's how it sounds in a punk context. Now this next one here is that Counterpart song from the intro. This is Carl's Mix 1, so straight out of the box stuff. Just nudge that sample down a little bit for taste. And let's take another quick listen to things. Man, the tastiest riffs and sick sounding drums. All right, so let's check out the multi-out options. So I've got everything set up here. You can see I've got all the different tracks routed out here, so they speak for themselves. Just read all the stuff on the left here. And then I've flipped over to Carl's mix too. We'll go through a few different mixes while things are routed out, but let's just take a quick listen to this. And of course, if you wanted to do something to your snare, if you wanted to add some extra treatment, you would just come here, add some effects down. So obviously by doing this, you can change the volume levels on a DAW level, but you can also add whatever VST you want individually on any of these tracks. So heaps of EQ shaping, all that sort of stuff. You've seen multi-out before, you know how this stuff works. But yeah, very, very cool to have it here as well. All right, let's loop some of the different presets. I've just changed over to aggressive, and we'll check a few out. That last one there, this fat kit sounds heaps different to the other ones. But yeah, this is a whole range of different sounds you can get just out of those presets. And of course, you can just pull up one of those presets, start dialing things into taste, save your own preset. So there we go, there's my look at CounterKit. Like I said, we can call this a full review because I've been using it for like a year or so. I think I got it when there was a sale on. I think there's a sale on right now. Yeah, I just had a look. It's 69 USD. I think that's about the price I paid for it. Like I said, I'm not affiliated with these guys, never spoken to them. Kyle and the guys at Soundblind, whoever's running there, have just done an excellent job, so good work on that. I really enjoy how everything's sounding. I've picked up a few new drum kits, so I'm in the phase of like trying things out, but I'll always have a special soft spot for CounterKit. If you want that sort of melodic hardcore sound, I think it does anything from pop punk through to extreme metal very, very well. Very guitar noob friendly, easy to use. I highly back it. It's something that I tell all my friends to check out. If you're looking for a new kit and this one has come across your peripheral, it's Nathan backed, Amps, Pedals, Pickups backed. Really, really enjoy the stuff. If you have any questions about it, like how things work, maybe you have some ideas about stuff, I don't know, leave it in the comments below, join Discord. So yeah, that's about it for this one. As always, thanks for sticking around to the end of the video, and I'll catch you on the next one.